Hey everybody, I just wanted to give a quick little disclaimer here on my channel. I feel a big responsibility to be very truthful with you guys on my channel, and I absolutely love giving you guys tips on psychic abilities and how to hone your abilities. But I do think there are moments when this stuff doesn't work for everybody. And I really wanted to just make that clarification in case anyone out there is struggling. And the first thing I wanted to say of when I think you should not be using your psychic ability and you should not be doing these exercises is if you are having negative experiences. If the work that you are doing from my channel creates anxiety or creates fear or it invites in energy that is not good, you need to stop. You need to not be exercising your psychic ability. Your first step should be turning off your psychic ability. And I have a whole video around that. And why this is so important is that I don't want you guys getting into this because there are negative energies out there and it can attract the wrong type of people, the wrong type of things. Obviously, nothing can harm you, nothing can control you or take over your body. You know, we all know that's a myth. But I think it's very important that you guys not practice this unless you know what you're doing. That doesn't mean that if you're a beginner, you can't move forward. It's just knowing the difference between I am not in control of my psychic ability versus no, I'm in control. I feel good about this. I can do these exercises and turn off my ability and get rid of these spirits. So if you are having negative experiences, do not do the work on my channel. Now, this second thing that I kind of want to give a disclaimer about is I really am a huge advocate for good mental health. And if you are struggling with understanding if the things you are experiencing are psychic or they are not psychic, meaning you might have a mental illness, I highly recommend do not do any of the work on my channel. It's very important that you seek professional help and that you go to a counselor or to a medical professional. I'm not saying that this type of work can't help you, but I do not want it to take the place of what a professional medical person has to say. And I am a believer in that people do need medication sometimes, and sometimes people's brains just don't work the way they're supposed to. For example, those with schizophrenia who see and hear things that are not there, that is very different than clairaudience. And if you aren't sure if you have that going on, I am really not the person to ask. Again, I will help you with anything psychic related, but if you are questioning whether some of the things you're experiencing needs further examination, please see a medical professional or a counselor, and they will help you out much better than I ever could. Again, this does not mean you are not welcome here. I just want to make sure you are giving yourself the right resources and not the wrong resources here on my channel. My third disclaimer is, please, you guys, separate fact from fiction. Use your gut and know the difference between people who are spreading the wrong information and people who are spreading the right information. Even as a psychic, I'm out here kind of sharing some things that are out there, but it's because I genuinely believe in them. And not saying those who share the wrong things don't believe in what they have to say. But in this profession, there are a lot of people out there who will share just about everything and anything. And only you really have that filter of knowing the difference between the crazies and the not crazies. So I am somebody who believes in science. I believe in being skeptical and asking, is this really real? And when you come at this work from that perspective, it puts you at a distance to make sure you are not just believing everything and anything you hear. And I think with social media as it is today, I feel a huge responsibility to not be part of the problem. I really think that, again, you guys have to understand and separate fact from fiction. And there's some things out there that people say, oh, that's a ghost, or oh, that's aliens, or oh, it's this or that. And you have to stop and say, is that really the case? Do I really believe this? Or, you know, is this somebody who's just kind of gone off the deep end a little bit and who has believed everything and anything that any psychic has ever told them? I really don't think a lot of you are this way. I think a lot of you have normal lives and normal jobs and you kind of are interested in this, but you guys understand to not believe everything and anything you hear online. I hope that my work helps you connect to your intuition, but really when I think of intuitive hits that I get, or information that I give or get from a reading, I think of it as sprinkled information on top of my bed of knowledge that I use to make decisions. So the majority of my decision making comes from weighing pros and cons and using my brain of like, oh, budgets and, you know, what's the best route forward. And I take any information that I get psychically and I sort of sprinkle that on top. I don't make it my whole entire core of being. I don't want to be encouraging you to speak to beings when really you should be talking to a medical professional. I really don't want to encourage people to believe in something and they just add it to their booklet of all the crazy things that they believe in and they don't use their own judgment or trust anybody else besides a psychic. And then I see a lot of people trying to do this work and having negative experiences and they just keep going. So please, at the end of the day, you guys, it's so important that you use my channel in the right way. And that's just very important for me. I feel a responsibility when I put this content out to make sure you guys are safe and protected and smart, educated. So all in all, be safe. Don't trust everything that you see and seek out the right kind of help if you think you do need it. If you feel like none of this applies to you, awesome. Feel free to peruse around my channel. I have tons of exercises, tons of videos that you guys can use to practice your psychic ability. And if you have a question about being a healthy psychic in any of these ways, I do go over them in my basic psychic skills course. All of part 1 is making sure that you are safe and you are protected. In the description down below, I will link all of my YouTube videos on how to be a healthy psychic, you know, having those good boundaries, making sure that you're safe, all of that good stuff. Thanks for joining me here on my channel, you guys. I hope that you find everything that you need, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.